here, we're not gonna have a quorum. So we're not gonna be able to make any motions. We're not gonna be able to do anything. We will hear from the applicant, but unfortunately, we won't be able to action anything because we don't have people in the office today to make a quorum. So that's something we need to discuss at a later date. Because this committee, the people, the time right now unfortunately doesn't work for some people, and I get that. But if you're on this committee, you should be here in person. Because this is a committee that really needs to action items and every meeting, and we're not gonna be able to do this unfortunately. That being said, looks like the video is going. So, hello, thank you everyone. Today is February, December 17th, 2024. Time is 6:21 p.m. This is the meeting of the Community Board 11 Economic Development Committee. As I stated earlier, we do not have a quorum, but we will be able to hear from our applicants. Can I get a?
Here, you want an
Agenda?
agenda here?
Yeah. So on the agenda today, I don't know if, I don't think we have minutes at the moment.
No, I think Juan he was writing up the minutes, but
Yeah, so we can't even vote on them anyway,
Okay.
so let's just move on to,
attendance, we have. Okay, yeah, well,
we
we
have
have
the
discussed
attendance
that.
sheet?
Yeah, the attendance sheet.
No,
was
that's not the
two-
attendance sheet. This should be an
Oh.
additional sheet with the agendas,
No. Oh,
They didn't print it out?
No.
Okay,
Oh, I see what you mean.
yeah, okay, we're gonna skip over that too.
Okay,
So we have, on schedule today, we have an alcoholic beverage license, PK and BL Incorporated, located at 1808 Hone Avenue. This is a new liquor license. I believe the applicant is looking for liquor, wine, beer, and cider. Do we have the applicant online or a
That's
representative?
Michelle Bannerman is, yeah.
Hi, good evening. I'm here, Michelle Bannerman.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you for coming.
Of course, thank you.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
can we introduce ourselves, see how many people we have online? Because I was, at last moment, I know the meeting changed to 6. I was headed for 7.
that was a last minute thing, but it doesn't matter who we have online. We need a
Yeah.
quorum in person to have, to make
I
any.
know. I never like to miss a meeting, but then that's
No, I understand the time is not ideal. But, yeah, if we don't have a quorum in person, we can't make any motions or vote on anything.
Are we gonna ask the question, then later on we can decide to.
Yeah,
Yeah, how
Yeah.
we can do that? All right. Go ahead then.
so, hold on, I'm just gonna put it up on my end. So this is, Michelle, this is the, location that used to be called Luke's Lounge, and I know that this is something that's prominent on everybody's mind. Is there any connection to the previous owners of Luke's Lounge to the current owner now?
No, there isn't. I believe that the previous owner or the current owner heard that he's sick. Something happened with him and he gave up the location. So he went directly through the landlord.
Okay, and this location, it's, I believe it said it's a coffee shop.
It is, yes.
So, as a coffee shop, why are you looking for, or is the owner looking for, liquor at the coffee
So
shop?
he's looking to have a tavern. He'd like the liquor. Right now, he has a limited menu, but he's looking to invest in a kitchen in the future.
Okay,
So he's definitely looking to expand the business once he can get it up and running and operating.
and so at this point, will there be any food served along with the liquor, even just like hors d'oeuvres or anything along those lines?
Yes. So there's appetizers, wrapped goods, and I believe he's doing cheese and meat plates. I have the menu right here. He's doing.
No quorum tonight.
Hi, I'm sorry, Michelle, just one moment.
That's-
Our committee chair, Juan Luciano, just walked in, so he's here. Unfortunately, we still don't have quorum, so we're gonna go through the process with the applicant, but
Okay.
unfortunately, we won't be able to make any motion on it tonight.
Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late.
Okay, Michelle, I'm sorry, you can continue.
Oh, I'm sorry, it went out. I couldn't hear you.
That's
Yeah,
okay,
she was talking about the menu. Let's go ahead.
yeah,
Oh, yes. So they right now they have croissants, a few sandwiches, and then cheese and meat plates. And he's hoping, to operate the business until he can invest a little bit more to use the space on the left side of the store as a kitchen.
okay. And I know the committee members, Chris has sent us the questionnaire that the applicant had, filled out for us, the CV11 questionnaire. Have you had time to look at it?
Me? Yes.
Not you, Michelle, I'm sorry, I'm talking to the committee members.
Yeah, I did. I was looking at them.
Look at it
But she
briefly.
says she don't have a kitchen, so we can't ask her about the exhaust and
They don't
those-
have an actual, yeah, they have just like the little heat up, items at the moment.
Okay, so I have to ask them, go a little further. You say you have two doors. Where are those doors located? One in front and one at the back for the egress?
So there's actually 3 doors, but there's one space that he's looking to open up. So he does, it's not the same kind of access. So there's 3 doors. The 2 front doors, it was, I guess, in the past 2 separate storefronts that they've opened up and created one storefront. So he has one on each side of the store.
Each side, none at the back, right? You said 3 door.
None in the back.
At the back. So, are these doors gonna be have an exit sign and emergency light on them? So,
Check and see if they don't already. He's definitely willing to install them.
because we have to at least, on the egress where this goes, on these doors. And you say you have 2 outside camera and 6 inside camera.
There are exit signs on the doors. Yes.
They are okay.
Yes, above the doors. And there's, yes, he has access to 16 cameras. At the moment, he said only 8 are working, or, yeah.
No,
eight-
you said 6. You have 6 cameras and 2 outside. 2 and
6
6
inside, yeah, 6 inside, 2 outside.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what she's saying, that they have access to 16, I think you said, but only 8 of them currently are working,
Okay, I get you.
6 and the 2.
You put down here that you have a floor plan. Do we have that copy?
It's at the, on the
Yes.
bottom, it's all the way on the bottom.
Yeah, it's part of the,
Okay.
attachment.
Oh,
Please
okay.
It's a little rough, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
We,
And one more thing I have to ask before I get out. Certificate of occupancy. Do you have that with you guys, or we have that, Veronica?
So I was hoping that it was on file with the liquor license. I put in a FOIL request to receive a copy of it. If I don't hear back from them in time, I am going to have to go into the building department to receive a copy. I'm sure there is one. There's just not a digital copy online at the moment. So, my next step is contacting the landlord, which we didn't have enough time to do today, and then reaching out to the building department to see if we have a copy.
Okay, so when you
Okay.
reach out, if you could just get us a copy at your earliest convenience, that'd be great.
Okay, yes.
So your time there, 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. That's where you're gonna be hours of opening, right? Weekdays and Friday and Saturday,
Yes.
and Sundays from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. But liquor stores at 12 p.m. Start 12 p.m. on Sunday. Now, Veronica, I forget.
Yeah, you
so
have,
they'll be. Sorry.
you have bar service starting at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, you can't do that. It has to be after 12, right?
Correct.
After 12 on weekdays?
No, it's
Uh,
on Sunday.
Do we know is
Oh.
that a fact?
I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
Juan, do you know?
I'm not 100%.
I can.
Chris, are you on?
Yeah,
I
Chris.
don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not 100%. I can check it out.
Yeah, I don't want to give incorrect information. I mean, we prefer
Let me check it out.
liquor doesn't get served prior to 12 o'clock, but I don't want to incorrectly state that that's a
It
requirement.
used to be something like that, but as of lately,
Yeah,
I
it-
even heard the liquor is being sold even before 12. Before it used to be not only the establishment, but also stores that sell liquor. They used to open after 12 on Sundays, but to my understanding now, I don't think it exists, but let me make sure.
That's why
Perfect.
I'm asking, because
Yep.
I don't know if that's still a law.
Yeah, let me make sure.
Check. Hi,
Cynthia.
Cynthia Rodriguez, she's our community board chair. So Cynthia, go ahead.
Hi there. I just took a quick peek at the alcohol license NYC 311. And it says on premises bar and lounge sales are prohibited on weekdays between 4 and 8 a.m. and Sundays between 4 and 10 a.m.
Okay, so,
Oh.
so you can serve liquor apparently at 8 a.m. in the morning. And
Yeah.
what do you have for Sundays?
I know it used to be 12 p.m., but I don't know if it changes or something.
No,
Sunday,
it's
you have
10 a.m. She just said it, 10 a.m.
Yeah,
I think
Sundays,
it's 10
yeah.
p.m. Sorry.
10
Oh,
a.m.
after 10 a.m. on Sunday?
No, I was just looking to see what's on the application for Sundays. I heard Cynthia say 10 a.m. So you have 12 p.m. So you're within the allowable time ranges, so that's good.
Okay.
Yes,
The
I
only-
went by the old rules.
Ms. Bannerman, the only thing that I suggest is that you can put serving alcohol between 8 a.m. and 12 a.m., but the store
Okay.
can be open 6 a.m. to serve only coffee.
Yes.
Okay, so, but you have to make it specific on the questionnaire that way.
Oh, okay. Should I change it and send it over to you again?
They'll be the
Um,
best bet, yes.
Okay.
Well, the
So the store-
bar service is 8 a.m.
Yeah.
to 12 a.m.
Right.
That's what she has on the bar service.
Okay, so then she's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, she has it on the application correctly.
Yeah, then you're fine.
Okay, very good.
Have you had a discussion about any connection between this business and Luke's
Yeah,
Lounge?
that was the first question that we asked. And Michelle, if you don't mind repeating your answer, only because a couple of people weren't here when you first answered, but there's no connection between the new owner and the owner of Luke's Lounge, correct?
No, there's no connection between the two. The new owner heard through word of mouth that the place was going to be for sale, not for sale, I'm sorry, surrendered. I believe the previous owner got sick. He's no longer working. He was giving it up, and then he contacted the landlord for the space. He went into
What-
the pizzeria next door.
What's the name of the new owner?
Oh, wait,
Is
it's,
Bloody Lily?
what's that?
All right, and
So the,
so I actually looked him up on LinkedIn, just kind of like because I've heard that there were issues with Luke's Lounge, and we have a Bloody, Bloody Lowly, right? Loli.
it's what- it's right.
Yes.
All right. And it lists his experience, work experience, and he lists his experience at the Sagamore. And then he also lists his experience as the manager for Luke's Lounge in the Bronx from April of 2018 to August of 2023.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll have to ask him about that. I didn't look him up.
Yeah.
I didn't do any kind of research like that. I don't know. He came to me, he told me that he contacted the landlord, Richie.
Right.
Oh, owns Emilio's, their pizza place.
Right.
Archie, yeah.
I
okay,
understand
yeah.
that. But I'm just, concerned because it seems like, and it has a picture of the person on the LinkedIn profile. And it seems like that's a bit of an inconsistency between, what he writes in the application where he lists what you just said and what is written on his
Could
LinkedIn
be-
profile.
It could be trying. So he is an Albanian man, living in the Bronx. I know that he was up in Lake George working during that time. So I'm not sure if maybe he's trying to gain some of the clientele from them. I'll have to discuss that with him. I'm not 100% sure why he would have that.
Yeah, you can see how that's a concern because
No, of course, yeah.
had issues with Luke's Lounge in the past. And
Yeah.
I mean, it
So-
just seems a little weird that he's hiding the fact that he has a connection with Luke's Lounge, or he's listing it and for whatever reason, but
And
Yeah.
I don't want to ascribe motive to what he's doing. I kind of wanted to hear from either you or him as to, you know, why there is a listing on LinkedIn with his name and picture and experience at Luke's Lounge for over 5 years. And then in the application, it says that he happens to have heard about the location and he's taken it over.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to know, because I'm sure there is a logical explanation. I
No,
just
of
wanted-
course. I definitely have to reach out to him and see why that is.
so can I just say something? I'm Joanne Rubino, I'm co-chair. Looking, Google is our friend. So in 2020, which is before 2023, the liquor license was lost. So that was a concern because of numerous violations. So this is a big concern. If he was the manager after that, that's a concern.
No, definitely, yeah, because then then he has the wrong kind of experience. I heard on the news when that location during the pandemic lost their liquor
Right.
license. It was a big deal. It was on Bronx 12. So, and then even when I dropped off the paperwork, I spoke to somebody, they asked me if there was no connection. So as far as I know, there's no connection. We haven't discussed it in detail. I was just going through the questionnaire with him and asked him these questions. And that was how we have, the information of how he found out about the location. I would have to reach out to him and find out why he has that on his LinkedIn.
And also, if there is a connection, it will be interesting to know what his plans are, right? In terms of
Yeah.
like addressing the community concerns, right?
Yeah, of course. I know I just took him on as a client. He opened his corporation and I'm doing his taxes. And he asked me for the liquor license as well. I know that he is trying to do everything 100%. I can say that, on his behalf because he's on top of all of the paperwork that we've been going through for the past couple of months. So he is very adamant about doing everything right. If he does have a connection, it may be in fear of what happened in the past, and that he's thinking that it might be better just to not say there's any connection. I'm not 100% sure. I want to talk to him before I have, make any assumptions.
of course, yeah, we don't want to assume what his motives are or anything along those lines. Maybe even invite him to come to the meeting so that we could ask him questions also that maybe you may not be able to answer on his behalf. So I mean,
Definitely.
that's,
So it's not going to be voted on tonight anyway, correct?
Right.
yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a quorum, so we're not able to vote on anything.
But even if we were to vote on it today, the motion would be a recommendation to the full board. So the full board would have to vote on it again. And there are going to be a lot of questions about this particular location at 1808 Mona Avenue.
Okay.
So my suggestion would be that someone from either you representing the owner or the owner himself should appear at the board meeting because there probably are going to be a lot of questions.
Okay. Yes, definitely.
So what's the time frame here?
Yeah.
Say,
Chris, how long do we have before we could send in our recommendation for this particular establishment?
Until the 10th next month.
So maybe we should ask for an extension because after
You
next
cannot
week.
extend it with SLA.
Yeah, as a.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah. Chris, did you have an opportunity to speak to the 49th precinct about
Yes,
this?
I
Okay.
spoke with Detective Hall, Community Affairs. They haven't received, at least for the last 6 months, anything 911 or anything, any complaints, so on and so forth, when it comes to that matter.
The place has been closed for the last 6 months.
correct? I believe so.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Trying to think if, in the past, and I'm not sure, I don't know if Jeremy, are you on? Probably not. I don't know if in the past we've had the committee meet prior to the full board meeting. So usually like we would meet at 6 or 6:30 prior to.
Yes, I
the-
remember that. Sorry to interrupt. Yes, this is
That
Chris.
way we could vote on it and then
Correct.
bring it to the full board.
full board, that's
We
correct.
have a short window with SLA. With OMB, is it OMB?
Mm-hmm.
OCM, sorry, however it is. With OCM, we're able to get an extension. With SLA, we're not. So if we could arrange that the Economic Development Committee meet earlier at the full board so we could have a motion, then we can bring it to the full board meeting. But we'd have to put it on the agenda.
So
Yeah,
if
That's
that's the case.
possible, we can do that.
If,
We can,
if we do that, then Ms. Bannerman, you might want to ask your client or for you to be available, I guess, for both, because and it's almost like a full contact sport when you present these licenses to the full board and they have a lot of questions.
Okay.
And so it'll be much easier if there's someone there that can answer, directly.
Okay.
Cynthia,
Yeah, definitely.
Cynthia, how do you feel about that action plan? Good? Okay. Thumbs up. Okay. So are you okay with that? Bernard?
Yeah, 6:30.
Okay, so Economic Development Committee should meet at, are we having it at Einstein? Yeah, at Einstein at 6:30. And we're gonna do it right there in the regular meeting room, so whoever is in the public who wants to be there while we do it, that's fine. But we're gonna sit there, we're gonna do the motion. But Michelle, if you can ask your client about his connection to Luke's Lounge that is listed in LinkedIn.
Okay.
And send us something through email prior to the meeting so that we have a little bit more background on it before we make the motion. That would be very helpful.
Okay. And we would come to that Einstein meeting?
Yes, you could come to the Einstein meeting. You
On
sign up
Thursday.
for the gallery session, which is,
Like today.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's gonna be 36 hours.
No,
Well,
no,
you could do that. I think at this next meeting, we're gonna still have the sign in at the beginning of the meeting, if you wanna come in and sign in that way, if you're gonna be in person. If you're gonna be online, you should do it today to, make sure that you get in.
Okay. And what day is the meeting?
It's Thursday.
Thursday. Oh, okay. Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, it's Thursday at 7 o'clock at Lubin Hall in Einstein. If you go on our website on the agenda, it'll give you the address for Lubin Hall. But yeah, it'd be a good idea because there's gonna be questions, definitely.
Yes. Okay. I'll see if he's available as well to join in.
That would be good, yeah. And so basically, we'll meet before the community board full board meeting. We'll make our motion then, and then we'll present it to
full board.
to the full board as our recommendation, and then the full board will have the chance to vote, and that'll be the final decision, full board decision on what our recommendation to SLA will be.
Okay.
All right, so should we open it for the gallery?
Yeah, so let's hear from the gallery, so that way, because I'm sure there'll be some
Questions?
questions or comments about it.
Anyone from the gallery? Oh, Michael?
Hold on one second, we're gonna do 2 minutes. Let me just get the
I'm
stuff.
gonna do the timing and we do that.
Sure. Are we gonna allow questions directly to the applicant?
Sure. Ms. Bannerman, do you mind answering direct questions from the gallery?
No, that's
Michelle.
Okay,
Okay,
so whenever you're ready.
okay. Michael Case, and I do ask everyone, I know that there's been history with Luke's Lounge. This is not Luke's Lounge, so just be respectful and ask your questions, and we're gonna give everyone 2 minutes. So Michael, go ahead.
Hi, so my name is Michael Cass. I am a neighbor down the street. And yeah, yeah, Luke's Lounge was not the best neighbor. So that's why I'm here tonight. I was interested in seeing what would be coming later, and I'm just looking forward to it. But of course, I'm going to keep an eye on it. Some good questions asked here tonight. Thanks.
Michael, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
When you say that Luke's Lounge was a neighbor, what do you mean by that? Like, exactly.
For example, now I'm a big fan of the outdoor dining, but they had the most ridiculous shed that made it impossible to use the sidewalk because it was like you were walking into the restaurant if you wanted to pass by. And then the city had to come and take it down. And the patrons that would go there would typically double park all along the block, and there would be complaints about blocked driveways and things like that.
Understood.
Thank you, Michael.
Yes, I've definitely seen that, the double parking, and it's definitely an issue. I know that the Sidewalk Cafe, he's in the process of trying to remove some of the things that are too heavy. We've been talking about it today too, that the vases there are difficult to move, but he's definitely trying to remove that, and he does want to invest and make it a little more visually appealing. Double park cars are complicated because it's hard to, it's hard to constantly tell the patrons to go move their cars. I'm not sure what the process was before in the past. I'm sure that as a community, the same kind of patrons are going to be there. So that's something definitely that he'll want to take a look into and try to manage in the future.
Thank you, Michelle. Debbie, you have your hand up?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Now we can.
Yeah. Yeah, I also want to agree that Luke's Lounge was not a good neighbor at all. The double parking was ridiculous. That shed was ridiculous. It was very inhibited of whether somebody was in a wheelchair trying to get through or somebody with a stroller. It would, especially as a woman going by there, you felt very intimidated by the clientele there. It there. I'm sorry, but something needs to be done of the double parking. Even if the new person is saying they're not of the old establishment, which I personally feel is a cover statement. But as a store owner, you can do something about your patrons double parking, blocking the roadway, blocking people's driveways next door. So something has to be done. And if this person is saying they're not the same as Luke's Lounge, it really needs to be in writing. You can't just say, "Oh, I don't think they are," or stuff like that. It really has to be in writing if they truly are not of the same establishment.
Okay, thanks, Debbie.
Debbie, I think they're going to be applying for a sidewalk cafe license too. So there's something we have to look into too.
Hi, Debbie.
Yeah, but that, applying for that wouldn't even start to the spring. And when it was Luke's Lounge, they snubbed their nose at the law, and there were continuous complaints about their shed, and they just disregarded DOB, they disregarded sanitation, they disregarded DOT, they even disregarded the mayor's office when they were told to disassemble it.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
thank
Okay.
you. Phyllis, do you have your hand up?
Hi.
Sorry,
Um,
hold on 1 second, Phyllis. Michelle, did you want to respond? I'm sorry, I thought I heard you.
Yeah. Thank you, Debbie. I completely understand. So we do have a notarized letter from the landlord because there were issues with other entities saying that there is a connection. So the landlord has said that there is no connection between the new owner and the previous owner, that he did contact him directly. I'm sure from our conversations that we are trying to improve the sidewalk cafe. I know that there's not going to be anything like it was before. He does, he's very adamant about changing the way things were done. It is a good business that just wasn't run properly in the past, I'm assuming, especially from what I'm hearing. But he's definitely trying to make a change there from what he's heard.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. Phyllis?
Hi. So, yeah, I have to agree with Michael on this. And believe me, that doesn't happen very often. But yeah, they were not a good neighbor. They did nothing but add chaos to the community. And I have my doubts from what Juan just uncovered. If this new owner was the manager at the time, he was the one that was there when they lost their liquor license and received multiple violations. So something's not adding up here.
Right, that's why Michelle is gonna go back to the new owner and discuss it with him, and Michelle is gonna come back to us with with more information on the connection.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Phyllis. Anyone else? Okay, anyone else for gallery other than with the applicant?
Great.
Okay, so gallery session is closed.
But we can't do a motion, so I guess we'll skip that item in the agenda. There's no old business. In terms of new business, I think next year the committee should probably try to figure out a way to become more like connect with the different neighborhood business organizations. So maybe that's something that we want to look into. I received an email from Ed, the old committee member, that has sort of like an outline of the things that the committee can do to be more effective and more accessible to businesses and business organizations. So I'll probably share that with you guys prior to next year, so that we can start thinking about how we can, not just sit here and review liquor licenses and dispensary licenses, but actually try to do other things that are helpful, present perhaps programs and things that are helpful to business owners. So that's like a plan for next year.
Okay. I do have a suggestion. I don't think a 6 o'clock meeting is conducive to a lot of the committee members, like Shrano couldn't come because he's still at work. He usually gets here by 7.
Yeah, and
I ran a little late, you ran a little late,
Yeah.
so I think we need to rethink that.
So maybe we should go back to the 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man, because I leave work 6:30, so I can't catch that meeting.
I got it. No problem. All right. So should we to adjourn?
Yeah, so just a reminder, Michelle, if you can send us that information after you speak to the owner, and please invite the owner and yourself to the full board meeting on Thursday, because it'll be very
will.
helpful.
Yes, I'm going to speak with him tomorrow morning, and I will. I'm going to register now, just in case we can't make it there in person. So we are on the Zoom call.
Perfect. And if you can send an email to the community board office, I think you have Chris's email address.
Yes,
just
I'll send.
comes out of your conversation with the owner, so at least the committee can get a look at it before the meeting on Thursday.
Excellent.
Okay, I will.
Great, thank you so much.
So I'm going to move to adjourn.
Second.
Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow night, everybody.
Yep.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
See you
Okay, then.
tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Good night, bye-bye.